I stood near the doorway, watching as waves of merriment spilled through the dining room. The clink of wine glasses echoed, and forks glided through succulent meats glazed with savory sauces. My wife's family filled our home, indulging in a sumptuous feast from which I was pointedly absent. It was the day I marked another year of life. "Make sure to clean up when we're finished," my mother-in-law tossed out with a knowing smirk, as though I were a servant trespassing on their celebration. My wife's soft laugh at the remark cut through me. In that moment, a calm stillness enveloped my heart. I didn't argue or raise my voice. Instead, I turned, picked up my keys, and stepped into the crisp night. Once, my devotion to her had been fierce, unwavering, and limitless. When we first crossed paths, she was sinking under a tide of unpaid bills and endless troubles. Without hesitation, I settled her debts. My generosity extended to her family as well, paying their rent during lean times, repairing broken appliances, covering medical costs when her father took ill. They praised me as dependable, a true part of their fold. But gradually, I noticed a shift. Their appreciation turned to expectation. My kindness became their tool. Their laughter rang louder when I wasn't around, their words freer in my absence. I had become not a partner but a utility, a heartbeat tied to a wallet. Still I held on, grasping at hope and love, until that night. The truth didn't shout, it whispered in the pauses between their chatter. It lingered in the way my wife's face glowed at her phone, her smile not meant for me. It was in her mother's sharp glance when I entered, as if I'd intruded on something holy. It was in her brother's muffled chuckles about easy money, when they thought I couldn't hear. But the final blow wasn't a whisper or a jab. It was that dinner. My birthday, forgotten. My presence, reduced to an afterthought. Their feast, a taunt of my place in their lives. Rage didn't rise within me. Instead, a sharp clarity took hold. Betrayal didn't shatter me. It sharpened my purpose. Months earlier, some inner voice had urged me to protect myself. Quietly, I began securing my assets. New bank accounts bore only my name. Investments were subtly rerouted. Property deeds were transferred with careful precision. Every step was calculated, invisible. Her family thought they drained me, unaware of the wealth I'd shielded from their reach. That night, I made my decision. No yelling, no accusations, just a quiet departure, more piercing than any outburst. While they savored fine wine and decadent dishes, I dined alone at a restaurant worthy of my milestone. Candlelight glowed softly, jazz melodies floated, and a flawlessly prepared steak melted like truth on my tongue. There, between sips of wine, I crafted the letter. It was brief but exact. I thanked my wife for showing me my true value to her. I listed every payment I'd made, every loan I'd forgiven, every debt I'd erased. Then, with steady precision, I stated that the accounts were closed, the locks changed, and divorce papers filed. At the close, I wrote one final line. "You celebrated without me. Now prosper without me." When I returned, the festivities had ended. The house was still, strewn with dirty plates and wine-spattered linens. I placed the letter on the table where their banquet had unfolded and walked away. By morning, pandemonium broke loose. My phone hummed with calls, texts, voicemails. I ignored them all. Her first call was confused, the second desperate. By the third, her voice cracked, begging for explanations. I gave none. A friend later described the scene. My wife found the letter as her mother scoffed, prodding her to make sure that fool cleaned up. Her laughter faded as she read my words. Her face drained of color when she realized the accounts she relied on were empty. Her mother, always so loud, fell silent, the truth muting her more effectively than any argument could. I didn't see it, nor did I need to. People expect fury or despair in the face of betrayal, but I chose quiet determination. It unsettled them more than any tantrum could. They thought I'd plead, cling, continue feeding their greed. Instead, I slipped away, calmly, irreversibly. I cleaned nothing, not their dishes, not their mess, not their lives. I purged myself of their world, their grip, their home. Weeks later, as I signed the divorce papers, I felt no regret, no longing, only a clear, unclouded certainty. Let them talk of me, curse me, brand me cold. Betrayal gave me freedom. And my revenge? It was as simple as leaving them to grapple with the silence I left behind.